Welcome to the It's All Fine and Dangy podcast, where hosts Dan and Angie talk with creatives, small business owners, charities, and all kinds of interesting people. It's all real talk. It's all fine and dangy.
Hello, and welcome to the show. I started to say happy Monday, but you might not be listening on a Monday just because the show came out on a Monday.
We are recording on a Sunday as usual and just want to wish everybody a happy Mother's Day, or no.
We hope you had a happy Mother's
That's what
Day.
I'm trying to say.
We hope you had a happy Mother's Day this past Sunday by the time you're hearing this.
I had an exhausting Mother's Day.
Yes, you did. You've been busting your ass, man. We both have, really.
Yeah, you've been doing some back-breaking work today.
I must
admit,
admit,
this house transitioned.
Oh, we are in the home stretch, guys. We have like a week and change left, and we are moving then. We will be moving to an apartment in Eustis, Florida, and then...
we will still be here.
That's right, and then we will start renting the house out in July for Airbnb, and then we're moving to North Carolina in December.
Yes, that is the plan. We're going to go right when the weather is nice and freezing cold. So we're going to have to acclimate really fast.
I bet it's amazing. And you know what? We might even have snow on Christmas. Who knows? But
yeah, that's true. Oh, Mackenzie, she would be so excited if there was snow.
Oh, my God. I'm so excited to see her
in the
reaction to snow.
Yeah. I mean, they don't get the area we're going to, though, up there. They don't get snow very often. So
no, it's true. But we don't have to go far.
Little flurries that don't really stay on the ground very long.
You know,
I don't want to live in snow, I must say.
Same. But, if we decided, hey, let's go see snow, we don't have to drive very far.
No, a couple-hour trip. Yeah, exactly.
Um,
So anyway, guys, we're looking forward to it. It's kind of bittersweet. I did get really sad the other day. I was at work, and I just started thinking just how we're kind of prepping this. We've renovated this house to be exactly how we want it.
Yeah.
And now we're doing another kind of like mini upgrade for people that are going to vacation in Florida to enjoy our home. So
we're making it nicer than it's ever been. And I guess people do that when they're selling or renting or whatever. But we're,
Well, we're going to be excited to come back and visit our little vacation destination here.
Oh,
in Florida.
for sure we are. When in the cooler months. But yeah, I mean, I have to be honest. I have a bag of ice strapped to my back right now, so I'm trying to get through. But you got to do what you got to do to get it done.
Yeah. So we've been, doing a few little necessary upgrades to the yard, which included some dead plant sod areas that needed to be like dug up and re-sprinklered because we're getting pavers put in. Just to kind of up the curb appeal, which is something we've been wanting to do for a long time anyway.
Indeed. And I've never done that before, so I installed a whole addition to our sprinkler system. That was fun. 42 trips to Lowe's and Home Depot, You know the routine. People know the routine. Speaking of my back, though, I did get a massage this past week, and it's helping. I'm getting them every 2 weeks. It seems like it's helping me not to be so stiff. But Tiffany, I don't know Tiffany's last name. What is that?
So there's a really weird noise in the background, and because we're recording at the kitchen table, so I'm just gonna go push pause on the dishwasher real quick.
Oh my God! Yes,
That's a fail.
I would not have run the dishwasher prior to the podcast. Yes, so that I'm not gonna lie. The way the face that Angie made, I was like, "Is there a monster in the laundry room?" Because she looked scared for a minute. So yeah, while Angie is shutting down the dishwasher. Yeah, I don't know Tiffany's last name, but the name of the company is Massage by Tiffany, and we have known Tiffany for a long time. Do you know her last name? I don't know if it matters, really.
Yeah.
But she does such a great job.
On this show, her name is Massage by Tiffany.
That's right. That's right. And she does an amazing job, but she's super reasonable, too. Her rates are better than anywhere I've ever been. And sometimes she'll go a little over an hour if it's just she's got the time or there's a gap or something. So she's amazing. If you are looking for a spectacular massage in the Apopka, Altamont, Maitland area, go to Massage by Tiffany. We'll put a link in the show notes to her phone number.
Yeah, that's the best way to book with her, is to shoot her a message, actually.
Yeah, I'm going every 2 weeks for a while just to
you
keep
really
my back
need
loosened
to.
up.
Yeah, you really need to.
You know what's funny is when I'll go and I'll be like last time I went, I'm like, oh, it's busy. I don't have time today. I got work to do for the day job stuff. I got stuff to do for the house after that. I really wish I did not schedule this today. And I am in there for 5 minutes where I'm like, I am so glad I scheduled this today.
But like I've told you, you want to plan a massage where you don't have anything else that you really have to do, or as close to nighttime as possible, so all your other shit is done.
I prefer that, because then you come home and I don't know about you guys, but when I went years never getting a massage, not liking people touching me, doing that. And then after I got the first one, I was like, oh my God, that's amazing. And it's almost like a high you have when you get out. You're like, you're drugged almost. You're just so relaxed.
I know. Put you in another world, that is for sure.
It really does.
So we've been doing all this, lots of stuff around the house, guys. And we literally are moving in one day when we move. Because
not one day from now, but we are moving.
No, yeah. So June 1st is our actual move date. So we are literally going to get all of our personal stuff that we're taking to the apartment out and moved in on June 1st, because the whole weekend, the 2nd and 3rd, we have to do like some last minute stuff around here. And so to get I'm hoping the 3rd week of June, get all our pictures taken and have it up and running by July 1st.
Right. So
it's so much work.
A lot of crazy stuff to do, but I don't want to sound too, I don't know, like a hippy dippy or whatever, but
why don't you want to sound like that?
Well, I just don't. Because sometimes when I hear people talking like that, I'm like, please. But I will say this. Sometimes things line up for you in such a perfect way that it almost lets you know that you're on the right path. And Angie and I have been planning this for a long time. As many of you know, we are literally walking out of our house with like our clothes and our computers, and that's it. We're leaving all the furniture, all the nice furniture and electronics, and we're even going to have like an iPad mounted in the kitchen that's like the dashboard for the smart home
hub.
It's a really cool, we're just walking out with nothing. And this whole time we've said, move to a little apartment with the dog. We'll get some basics like a bed and like a fold-out kitchen table or something really simple. And then 6 months, we'll rough it, and then we'll move as long as everything's working well. The stars aligned. We found the perfect little apartment in Eustis through a friend that owns the building and owns the apartment. And get this, we found another friend that lived in the apartment that is moving into an RV that sold us all the furniture for next to nothing. So we're moving into a fully furnished apartment.
Pretty much. We don't, and the perk to that was we don't have to move anything up the stairs.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Or search and find something. Find a couch that'll fit through the door already. You know what I mean? So,
but what are the chances?
That's the dishwasher, guys. It's just signaling us. That's all.
Did you just turn it off?
It did. I think I didn't hit power off. I think I just opened it to shut it up. Oh. Our appliances sing to us.
I got to do some recon before we do a podcast to make sure we've got all of our
we
stuff.
don't edit anymore. We have fun little stuff like that in there. No, my phone is probably not on silent. So if we get a little buzzed or whatever, it is what it is. It's a crazy day.
I just listened to the Smart List podcast, which if you're a podcast fan, it is spectacular. It's Jason Bateman, Sean Hayes, and Will Arnett, and they usually meet with a celebrity, and it's a surprise. So one of the three of them picks the celebrity. The other two don't know who it's going to be. So they start the podcast like that. It's a really cool idea. But they were talking about Barry, the show Barry. They all know Henry Winkler, and they've been on shows with Henry Winkler, and they said he was Fonzie, obviously, but he's spectacular. He's really good in Barry, too. But he is famous for leaving his phone on ring, and in the middle of recording a take for a show or a movie, it'll start ringing in his pocket, and he'll be like, "Is that me?" And everybody's like, "Nobody else leaves their ringer on, dude." That's what this reminded me of.
That is great. Oh my gosh. So as we've been doing all this work, I want to give a big shout out to my girl Jo Ellen from Shabby Jo's. We've had Shabby Jo on the podcast a long time ago.
Yeah, and she's long time ago.
So she does, for like her little side gig or her small business, she does, refurbs furniture. She's the one that did our awesome coffee hutch that we have in the house. So I really wanted her to come and paint all of my bedroom furniture. But she has 3 children, so where's she going to fit? I'm like, I will pay you so much money. You don't understand. I hate painting. Like, I want you to come and do this for me. And she's like, I just literally don't have the time. With 3 kids.
She's so busy. She did our coffee bar, which turned out to be, I mean, it's one of the centerpieces of our house.
On to the picture that we sent her.
Yeah.
Anyway, so, but she like sent me a list of all the stuff I needed to go get. And then sent me like a walkthrough of exactly what I need to do.
Yeah.
Step by step to get it to turn out kind of how like she would do it.
Yeah.
So that was my project I started today.
Every day it's something.
Every
Isn't
day
that
it's
crazy?
something. But I'm painting it like a bright, like this white cotton color and going to distress it. And it's going to just brighten up the rooms.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because every time you see an Airbnb, unless it's like a log cabin-y one, usually in Florida, they're very kind of beachy looking. We're not at the beach, but I want it to be bright and, just...
Sure. I love it.
Speak Florida.
It's a great idea. It's a great idea. And
So,
not to plug the...
Thanks, Joellen.
Yes, thank you. And if you want to know more about Shabby Jo, she was on episode 69 where we interviewed her and learned all about her
How
business.
do you know that?
I just memorize these things.
Man, you're good.
But not to continuously plug the Airbnb, but we're going to, just so you know.
Yeah. Hey, guess what, guys? It's our small business.
It
This
is our
small business venture. It is official. I also want to give a shout out to Tom, who's going to be on the show. He is a CPA, and I believe he is a tax attorney, too.
Do we have links for Tom? Do we know Tom's last name?
We don't yet, but he's going to be on the show. He's coming to join us.
Oh, very nice.
On June 13th. So his episode will air at a later date, but he's a CPA, and he really walked me through, like, there's so much crap you have to read, and it's very confusing.
One of my favorite things.
I haven't really done it. I've done it before, but not like big like this.
It's been a long time.
And it's been a long time. So he walked us through the benefits of having an LLC and then he did like a free 30-minute consultation.
Yep.
And then he's like, why don't we just set up another appointment and I'll just do the LLC for you.
And didn't even charge us. Yeah.
Didn't even charge us.
But we do have an official business, and that official business name is the Lynwood Lounge.
LLC. Because you have to put that at the end. It's so weird.
I never put that to the end of Daniel Fox books, though it is an LLC.
But I guess it's just...
Conversationally. I wanted to say something.
Anyway, I'm excited to have him on, and he's excited to, I told him, like, most of our listeners, a lot own small businesses or definitely support small business.
Perfect audience.
Perfect audience for him.
I wanted to say something about all that. Whether we needed to do it or not, we also did the fictitious name thing. And if I could just vent for a moment.
That was my...
I'm kind of kidding, but the reality is if you do need to do a fictitious name for your business, and we could get into the reasons why you might need one of the requirements of that is to have your fictitious name printed in a newspaper in the town that your fictitious name... The county. Sorry, the county.
Yep.
That's right. You heard me right. I said newspaper.
Who the...
See? Oh, my gosh. You carpetbagger. It just blows me away.
That is funny. And then you start getting like these threatening letters kind of through the mail as soon as you do the fictitious name.
They're all scams.
They're all scams. So do not ever do this. But it's like if you don't do this, it's a 2nd-degree misdemeanor and you might go to jail if you don't put your ad in the paper. I'm like, what paper? There's no paper anymore.
I love the newspaper. I love that it's a requirement to be in the newspaper. I just picture like somebody in a smoking jacket with a pipe and, maybe like... I don't know, Leave It to Beaver's dad, Ward, or somebody.
You know what's funny, though, I did read is that, so you can do a fictitious name and run a business under that without starting an LLC.
Oh, it's so confusing.
It's very confusing. So anyway, I paid $50 for a fictitious name of the Lynwood Lounge.
Whatever, we're
learning. So
learning.
now we have that. But I'm not going to upgrade it in a couple of years or whatever because why? What's the sense? That's so stupid.
Well,
anyway, when Tom comes,
I was going to say that. I know where you're going with this. Go ahead.
What's he going to come? Are we meeting him at the kitchen table? No, because his interview is June 13th. We will not be at this kitchen table.
We won't have this house. This is sort of our formal announcement of our brand new studio. And this is another unexpected thing. I talk about how things line up. And I'm telling you, I have been a skeptic for this kind of stuff my whole life. But things are lining up in every direction for us. So we were going to move to this little tiny apartment. And it's just a tiny apartment. I'm kind of excited about it. So are you.
Yeah, I know. I am.
But
you don't literally walk down the stairs to work every day. How cool is that?
I know, right? We'll
get to have lunch with you and see the dog at lunch. It's going to be nice.
You know, I didn't want to get schmoopy on here, but I do want to say, I was thinking about this when I was working in the yard today. At our age, and at your late 40s, early 50s, for your partner to say, I have a crazy idea. We should convert the house to a rental and move into a tiny apartment for half a year and maybe rent an apartment for 2 more years in another state before we buy a house. And I just love how you and I are both like, that was your idea. And I'm like, let's do it. And here we are. We're just, it's really cool because there's a lot of situations where it could turn out different, where one of the two of you is not really comfortable doing that. And I love that we're both into the adventure of it.
Well, what I love though, because I didn't know if you were going to go for it. You know what I mean? You're very organized, We
were just talking about how one of the things I love
is organization.
I love rules.
I love rules. But I didn't know if you were going to go for it because it is quite a risk and spontaneous kind of, and it can be quite chaotic.
Yes.
And, you're
no risk,
very
no reward.
structured.
I know. I know.
But the fact that you're like, okay, yeah, I'm on board. That's pretty freaking cool to have in a relationship where it's not a lot of questioning, I mean, the questions that are important, you know what I mean? Like, okay, well, how would we pay this? How would we do this? What's our budget for this?
That's just us organizing our plan.
Yeah, exactly. So, but we've both kind of divided and conquered on things.
Yep.
And, I've really taken on like getting all because even though we're leaving everything, so Bree Chavis warned me of this. She's like, be ready to spend $20,000.
But she had to buy furniture and everything.
Yeah, she was totally like, renovate, adding furniture to a whole huge house. Like they have really large rentals.
I don't want to think about how much we spent because it's definitely thousands and thousands of dollars, but it's not 20 of them.
But it's just little things, that I'm not going to first of all, we have a corgi. So the house has to be like, totally de-corgified.
So it is 20,000 then.
So maybe, but it's like towels and sheets and mattresses and just all these things. And it takes time to find good deals on those. And then as you get towards the end, you're just like, oh my God, still missing these things. I just got to go get it.
You got to do it. You're out of time.
Get it. You know what I mean? So we have literally a whole entire guest room that is just full of decor and shit for the house that I have to clean up and get in its place, which I'm excited for.
Yeah, once the dog
the decor and the design and stuff, I'm kind of excited for. Not the super high-end stuff, but it's going to be homey and great for families to just come here and stay in Central Florida.
And I think while we're sort of plugging the Airbnb, it's a good opportunity to tell you all, listener, that we are going to start renting in July. If you have friends or family that are coming to Florida, it's approximately 1,300 square foot. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house. It is in a very central location. We are 5 minutes from Wekiva Island. We're 15 minutes from Universal. We're 25 minutes from Disney. We are very centrally located. In fact, at one point, Angie was going to call it like the hub or the central, whatever. I
wanted like something from Friends. Like I wanted like the central something.
I get it.
Like the central perk.
Of course.
I did want something like that. But if you follow us on Lynwood Lounge, I put the kind of the meaning on there. Lynwood is the street we're on, and it means beautiful wood. And then I thought of...
Which still sounds dirty.
It kind of does, but... Then, cypress trees are like the coolest trees in Florida. Like they're the ones you kind of notice when you're on the water and stuff. So I thought, oh, that's kind of cool. Beautiful wood. So I have some cypress stuff we're going to incorporate in here.
Yeah.
Like driftwood that Donnie, my stepdad, has found.
I love that. Yeah.
And then lounge just means to relax, sit back and relax. And that's what we want you to do at the Lynwood Lounge.
And some perks to the house are, it's all fully renovated inside and out. Beautiful yard, front and back. fenced in backyard.
I'm doing a little hammock chair, cute little
I love it.
plant area in the back.
Like
We're going to have a
chill
couple
spot.
Adirondack chairs to watch the birds because we get a little birds coming in.
We'll have a grill. We've got decent, actually relatively new patio furniture out back under the gazebo and
Some
lights.
giant
and,
like yard games for,
yeah.
like I love that kind of old fashioned nostalgic fun. And I think the parents like to do something a little different when they bring their kids
Sure,
on
but
vacation.
instead of letting them be plugged in all the time.
Yeah.
But speaking of being plugged in, it's a smart home through and through. So we in the guide, we're learning that you need to tell the guests, if you're not comfortable, unplug the Siri speakers, no problem. We'll tell them how to do that. But whether you use voice, everything in the house can be turned on or off, doors locked, thermostat, you name it, by voice, or you can do it through the control panel on the iPad in the kitchen.
That's going to be really cool.
But it's really neat because you can say, and I'm not going to say the hey word because it'll trigger yours, and ours. But you can say, Siri, TV time, and it will turn all the lights off in the house. It'll turn the light on behind the big 75-inch TV and dim the light over the kitchen bar. And there's a lot of little sayings like that we're going to put in the guide to just show you, it's kind of neat. It's like the house of the future that way. And then we're going to have all of our TVs connected to the Apple TV family subscription. So we have 200 and something movies that everyone will be able to watch on their all the TVs.
I think that'll be a really great perk. Yeah.
I do too. In every room has a TV and every room has access to all the movies and shows. And it's just going to be really cool.
I love it. Let's circle back though, because we skipped right over the other cool thing that lined up in the universe.
Oh, I know. I knew we were getting back to that. So I was telling you about the new studio.
Yes.
The new studio. So we are officially announcing the Wekiva Island podcast studio.
That is right. Sponsored by Bill and Mary Weinog.
Yes, at Wekiva Island.
How cool is that?
And I can tell you, it is a really cool studio. This is a full-on studio in a really cool decorated room, a couple big cushy chairs on one side, a big cushy couch on the other side. Going to have all the stuff that we've had in our studio before, the mics and the mic stands and just, a little bar in there even. It's just really, really cool. And we cannot thank Bill and Mary Weinog enough for helping us and sponsoring the podcast by providing us with a studio.
I know we went out to dinner with them a few times, and then we were telling them, we were just going to be traveling basically to places, and that wasn't acceptable to Bill.
I know. And Bill is so great because I have known Bill forever, but he is a person of action. So it's like,
oh my gosh, it's like that night or the next morning.
Yeah, we Friday we went to dinner. We took them. They took us to Christner's a couple weeks ago, which was amazing, and then we took them to Tornatore's, one of our favorite restaurants, on a Friday of last week. And then after we left Tornatore's, they gave us the address and we went to this studio building, and there's like a conference room and some offices and all the stuff that Bill and Mary have for the island. But Bill takes us into the studio room, and at the time there's like a high top and high tables in the corner. And he's like, what would you do if you're going to do a studio in here? And we're just hanging out. We're talking about it. We would do this and put a couch there, whatever. And then the next day, like Saturday at noon or 2 in the afternoon, we get a video text from Bill that's like, okay, here's what I got. And he set the whole room up. He did it all by himself.
Freaking rug. I mean,
my God. It's beautiful. And we just, things lining up. But anyway.
We appreciate it so very much. That's going to be so great to just be able to have a place that is already set up for guests to come, and we can still continue supporting our small businesses in our community, and being sponsored by Wekiva Island, small business right here in our area. So I love it.
I do too. And I know we're going to end up at Wekiva Island a lot more, even though we're going to be in Eustis, because it's 5 seconds from the island. So after the interview, we'll go down to the island for a half hour.
Well, that'll be like our kind of relax, chill day after the interview on Sundays or Tuesday nights.
Yeah.
Or whenever we rearrange them to. We'll have to see how that works with it being
how the schedule
so far
works.
away.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's so
but
awesome.
Anyway, so guys, we wanted to also let you know this Friday, Propagate Social House will be having their nighttime farmers market, which I love because it's nice and cool.
Me too. And
5 to 9.
Coolest idea too. I've never even heard of a nighttime farmers market. We've been to it. It's amazing.
And what's really cool is they have that massive, amazing deck that's being built right next to the building. And so it's going to be on the deck. So it's going to be like grand opening of the deck.
Yeah. I love it. And that deck is huge. I mean,
oh, yeah. It's just such great things that they are kind of helping the community build. So it's going to be such a great little area to come back and visit.
I know.
After we've moved to the mountains, y'all.
I can't wait. And by then, what's it called? Halls on Fifth will be open and running.
Can't wait.
What do they call it again? What's the name of it?
It's like a food hall.
It's
a food hall.
That's
Is what they call it. They'll have different vendors in there. They're trying to get really unique vendors like sushi or, pho or I don't know, just all sorts of different unique food vendors that you don't normally see, that you would maybe see at a cool food truck or something, but in the building.
I love the idea of a place to walk around in downtown Apopka. There's literally no reason to walk around in downtown Apopka until all these places started popping up, like Three Odd Guys and the Propagate Social House, and now they're going to have Halls on Fifth, and it's just a trendy little area that you can go hang out for a while, walk around.
Speaking of walking around downtown Apopka, though, it's a couple weeks out, but June 3rd, there is something going on in downtown Apopka called the Downtown Art Walk. And what it is, it's a quite a few small businesses, and then Artists with No Borders that are putting it on, and it's going to be some murals that have been painted. And so you actually get to walk around downtown and check out the murals.
We got to work on Apopka allowing walking around with a drink. That's going to be next.
Yes, that's next.
Winter Garden just started doing that. They just allowed that, didn't they?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah.
No, Mount Dora.
Is it Mount Dora? Oh, it's Mount Dora. Winter Garden doesn't do it yet.
Yeah, I don't think Winter Garden you can do it yet, but
we're chipping away.
Mount Dora. Yeah.
We're chipping away.
So June 3rd, you can keep your calendar busy on June 3rd because there's something else I told you about this a while ago. The other thing that's happening on June 3rd.
Oh, Barks in the City?
Yes. Oh my gosh. So that's an organization. They kind of do this all over the place, but so they do this event that's really geared. I mean, it's a family-friendly event, but it's really for, us people with fur babies. We're really annoying. So we need our own thing for our own children.
I don't know. I could argue that those with the human babies are just as annoying. So let's be fair.
But anyway, what is really cool is you do have to buy tickets for this event. It's going to be June 3rd. It's at the Apopka Amphitheater, which is dog-friendly now. Yes, your dog has to be on a leash, of course.
Yeah.
And be responsible with your dog, Pick the poop up, people. Pick the poop up. That's all I'm going to say. Pick the dog poop up.
Well,
Keep it a clean park so that the dogs can continue to go there.
Right, because we've had places where you could bring dogs and now you can't because something happened. So let's not ruin it out there.
That's right. So from 2 to 8, so after you do the Downtown Art Walk, you can come to the Barks in the City at the Apopka Amphitheater. And a portion, I think the tickets are like $15. I'll include a link in the show notes so you can go right to purchase the tickets. I think the tickets are like $15, and a portion of the proceeds go to a local dog rescue.
But what is it? Like you bring your dog?
Oh, yeah. They have like canine caricatures. They got bounce houses for kids. They got puppy kisses. They got all sorts of little booths that are geared towards
dogs.
How
dogs. Cool is that?
So I know we're going to be doing stuff that weekend, but I feel like at least maybe for the last, couple hours of the day.
How fun would that be?
We're going to take our little bear because she is going to be so bored out of her mind, and she's going to be confused a little bit.
Displaced,
you know what I mean?
Displaced. Dogs
you know
don't
how
like
dogs
change.
get kind of depressed whenever things change. Like she's going to be going from this house with this big, beautiful yard. She gets to go and play in her POOL. I'm going to spell it right now, people, because I'm that parent. I'm that parent.
Well, if you say it, she's going to try to get outside now.
She's going to ring the doorbell.
Yes.
And anyway, she gets to go out anytime she wants, and now she's going to be in an apartment upstairs, second level, and she has to be on a regimented schedule.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. But there's a dog park very close, so we're going to balance it out. But yeah, that sounds like a really, really fun day. If we could do all of it, it would be great. But, for those of you that have that day free, June 3rd, you could pack it in and really have a very fun day. Before we wrap up, I also wanted to mention, I think we may have mentioned this once before, but Fox Valley Farm and Hopyard has a brand new podcast.
They do. Beyond the Coop.
I love that name, by the way.
And it's all about farm life, guys.
It is.
And that's what I love. So it's really like just about what's going on. So Mike and Jen Fox were not farmers.
Yeah.
But they started a farm.
Well, they are now.
And I'm telling you, orchards and, so much crap they grow. I can't even, not crap. I mean, it's good stuff.
Yeah.
It's
and chickens and emus
chickens and emu and oh my
and
gosh.
hops and it's, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, but it's really funny to just listen, people need to stop texting me right now.
You don't have your phone turned on Do Not Disturb?
Anyway, you definitely have to check out.
Hold on, let's stop for a minute.
No, we're not stopping.
Angie got a text.
It must be important.
Let's crash the flow.
Okay.
What is it? Do we want to read the text?
Hey,
what were we
sis.
talking about again?
So,
I was kidding. We want to.
Okay.
Anyway,
I'm going to put it a Do Not Disturb.
We're going to put a link in the show notes for Fox Valley Farm and Hopyard's new podcast, Beyond the Coop. One of my favorite little clips they did is they had the camera set up outside. I know we mentioned this in another episode, but the emus came in and Jen's trying to introduce them and they got a hold of her hat and then she's trying to get her hat back. And then I hear her go, not the camera. And then the whole view of everything goes on one side and then it cuts back on and they're in a different location and they're like, okay.
I literally told you could do a whole channel just on those things. You know what I mean? Like people would watch it.
Oh, it was so great.
People are especially people that live in like cities and stuff. They're very mesmerized by that type of thing.
Oh, there's chicken cams online that are live webcams. They're super interesting. Speaking of chickens.
Oh, yes.
This is something that I am really looking forward to.
We didn't even try to do that, by the way. That was really good.
Oh, the segue? We have our hot chicken wing challenge coming up. It's, July 29th is National Chicken Wing Day. And I know there's a day for everything. Of course you have to
have a day for chicken wings. I mean, come on.
But we did this for the first time last year. We're going to do it every year. And we have a couple couples that are going to join us this time. So we've got 6 of us total, including us 2. We have 8 sauces from 8 local hot sauce vendors. They're all local. And it's very much like the Hot Ones show where we try to start with a regular good flavored hot sauce and work our way up to the hottest thing on earth while we answer and ask all kinds of crazy questions. We make a video of that episode too. It's really fun. That has been one of the most popular episodes we've ever done. So I'm really excited. And I'm really excited to eat the chicken wings because it's like delicious chicken wings for the first half, and then the latter half is very painful, but it's hilarious. So I can't wait for that one. So we'll give more information as we get closer. It'll be in July, is all we know at this point.
Yes, it will release on July 29th.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because we'll record it earlier.
Yeah. So it won't be just like a regularly scheduled. It'll be kind of like a bonus episode like it was last year.
Like we did for Fine and Dangy After Dark, which we are planning to do another one with those same mystery guests. Yeah.
I know. We should come up with some other kind of fun side podcasts. Episodes that we could do like that.
Idea.
You know what I mean?
Just bonus episodes.
That are like, I don't know, just talking about something weird or, a specific subject or something with somebody that, maybe has some expertise in that area.
That would be super fun.
Yeah.
And what I love about it is even though we do these wacky things like Fine and Dangy After Dark or Fine and Dangy Hot Wing Challenge, we are still doing these with local small businesses.
Yes.
And even though After Dark, we hid the identity by request of the guests, they are still small business owners. So we're still tying it all together.
Yeah, I love it. I love
do too. It's because we've become friends with a lot of these people, which is so great.
And guys, we really love what we do. That's why we continue to do it. You all have been so great with just showing your support to us as a podcast.
Indeed.
Our podcast isn't a business, but it kind of is. It is our business. It's like what we do to help support the community. So
it's true. And although we are moving to North Carolina, there's been a lot of discussion that we've had with a lot of local small businesses where they're like, oh, well, I guess that's it then. And we're like, no, we'll be back 2 or 3 times a year. And every time, I'm talking for weeks at a time. And when we're back, we will jam that time with interviews from Florida, Central
needs
Florida.
to go to sleep.
I know I've been working.
Dinner and sleep. We haven't eaten dinner and sleep.
But we're going to jam that time, with interviews with local businesses here still.
Maybe little recaps or just, something
or
new
new
and
ones
cool
too.
that's, up in the area. Yeah.
But we can schedule those so that we are still kind of growing the audience here in Central Florida and letting you all know about, local small businesses, but also we are going to be talking about local small businesses in North Carolina. And
that's right.
Coincidentally, there is a lot of travel between the two.
Yeah.
So.
There definitely is. So it's going to be, I'm really going to be interested to see what feedback we get if people do give us feedback of, oh my gosh, I tried some of those places that we went to that we heard, heard you guys, you talk about them. So that's going to be cool.
It really
and
is
we've
gonna
already
be cool.
interviewed a couple North Carolina small businesses. So how cool is
Carolinians?
that? No, we've had Euro Coffee.
No, I mean, is that what they're called? North
Euro.
Carolinians?
I don't know what we're going to be called.
I'm tired. I should go now.
Guys, thank you so much for listening once
Yes,
again.
thank you so
Remember,
much.
you can scroll down to the show notes to click on anybody that we talked about today. And always remember, at the end of each and every day, it's all fine and dandy. Hi, listener. Want to know how you can help support our small local podcast? Head on over to patreon.com/fineandangie and see how you can become a patron.